Welcome back to Soccer Cards United. It's episode 206 of the greatest soccer card podcast in the world. My name is Jason. That's Enzo. Hi, Enzo.
Hello, Jason.
We are now just 16 days away from the Dublin Card Show.
Yes, technically 17, but yeah, we're on that kind of...
Technically 17. Okay, right.
We're eating into 17 as we speak, Jason.
Okay. And things are moving along rapidly, evolving rapidly.
We've hit, I think, a critical mass in the Irish public where people now know what's happening. They're like, people are talking to people and there's a lot of yip-yap going on, and yeah, it's getting exciting. It's getting... woo.
Couple of exciting card show bits. One is the exclusive event card that we're going to show in just a minute. But first, we promised people an audio treat. We promised them that we'd let them hear the advertisement that's been going out on Dublin and national radio here over the last couple of weeks.
Some of the biggest radio stations around. It is also, before we launch it, a preface, as people appreciate, we're so busy planning the show. That's why the podcast has been much more scarce. It's not been twice a week barnstorming. I think it's been 11 days since the last one, Jason. So it's been tough. I'm sure you can appreciate. We are running a card show is not easy, basically. It's very tough. No. A lot to be done. But it's fun. It's good work. Fun work.
It's good work. It's fulfilling work.
Fulfilling work. This is our radio ad. That pretty much 99% of the script was us. We did the script, sent it off to the radio station. They then were supposed to edit it and send it back, and they sent us back the same script and said, "I think you're going to love this." And we said, "That's what we said."
We'll leave it up to the listeners to decide whether or not we should have recorded the ad.
Yeah, did we? Yeah, true. We should have the script with us, and we should have done our own rendition of the ad. That would have been an idea. Then they could have decided.
Here we go. Let's see.
Topps presents the Dublin Card Show, Ireland's biggest ever trading card event at the Convention Centre Dublin, February 24th.
Can you hear that?
Featuring match attacks,
very loud.
Pokemon Magic.
Very loud. I thought it wasn't loud enough.
No, it was hurting my ears, but I have big headphones on.
Let me play again. Hang on. I'll play it over here. So this is the radio ad,
You can bring it a little bit closer. Just don't have it right up to it.
But it's on full volume now.
Yeah, but I think like halfway, like where your shoulder is there would be good.
You tell me.
That's brilliant.
Topps presents the Dublin Card Show, Ireland's biggest ever trading card event at the Convention Centre Dublin, February 24th, featuring match attacks, Pokemon Magic, The Gathering, Topps Chrome, and vendors and exhibitors from around the world. This is an event not to be missed for collectors and families. Plus, see an incredible display of sports memorabilia, including match-worn shirts from Marco van Basten, George Best, and more. Thanks to the Irish Sports Museum and Kit Con era. Book now at Eventbrite or at DublinCardShow.com.
There you go.
Oh, don't play again. Oh, stop playing. Whoa. Sorry.
Thanks again to the sponsors, Topps.
Yes.
Top of the show there.
So that's our...
Wow. People are sitting there driving to work, eating their cereal, whatever they're doing, in the gym, maybe listening to the radio. I don't know what they're doing. In a barber shop, maybe the radio's on. Who knows? And that's just that.
Oh, you mean people listening to this ad? I thought you meant people are listening to the podcast.
No, the ad.
In a barber shop.
Yeah. That would be mad. Imagine on the loudspeaker of the barber shop. Someday, Jason.
You go and get your hair cut, and the barber's like, "Do you mind if I just leave this podcast on?" And it's this.
And you're like, "Can you hurry up and cut this hair? I need to get out of it. But make it bald. Just get it done."
Yeah, you're like, actually, just use the shaver because
forget about it. I don't want my fade. I just want it gone.
This is the worst podcast I've ever heard.
Oh my god. It's good. It's good. I'm very happy. Like that's been going out. So I was just saying, like people are just sitting there and then suddenly they hear that they've never heard about cards before in this scenario. They know about the stickers, they know about the match attacks. They're a bit confused, and they're going. Well, and I like to think it'll pique people's interest. And we've seen a response to the ad, so I do think it's working.
Yes.
Which is exciting. People are getting excited. People are coming. A lot of questions coming. We have a lot of people saying, "Can they trade on the day?" And we're like, "Absolutely, you can."
There's a few different things like with that, like because some people ask, "Can I trade?" and people ask, "Can I swap?" And it's like, well, that's
maybe
different.
You can't. Yeah, that's different. That's important. That's very different. Swapping is different to trading.
Yeah,
swapping is at a low value scale. Trading is the big boy.
Swapping is where like the cards are all nominally worthless, and then you can just swap them kind of based on what you prefer. Whereas trading, there's an implied value.
Yeah, there's an element. It's important to point anyone listening to this podcast that is also coming to Dublin and will be here on the Friday, flying in on the Friday, or they already live here, whatever. There is a trade night going on, preview night on the Friday, super limited ticket wise, free tickets but limited. Reach out to us on Instagram or email if you are listening to this, because I can't get to everyone. It's kind of confusing who's coming, who's not. Some people are just flying over and they're not really saying it to us. They're just kind of like, "Oh, yeah, I'll be there." Like, what's the deal? So there will be a trade night in Temple Bar in a venue on Saint Street, 7 p.m. till 11 p.m. I believe. So yeah, just reach out to me. I have a few tickets to distribute for that. I just kind of wanted to say it on the podcast because I do think I don't want to miss someone. I wouldn't want someone in the city and me being like, "You can't come." Now, I would sooner exit the trade night to let them enter it, if because numbers wise,
if it's a fire safety,
if it's a fire safety thing. But just I want to kind of have every duck in a row, so I wanted to say it on the podcast before we.
You'd have to beat me to the door.
It's going to be very tough participating in a trade night 24 hours, or not even, like 12 hours,
12 hours
before
the
doors open at the card show. Me and Jason are going to have maybe the toughest Friday, Saturday back to back. Like, I'm hoping we can do some form of festivity on the Sunday with like some of the people that fly in if they're still around and they want to. But part of me feels like my Sunday is going to be in bed, curled up, just trying to recover, trying to bounce back. And just like March. I don't. To be honest, I will be podcasting from a different country in March. I'm convinced. I will be abroad.
I hope
so. I will be abroad. Yeah, I think I will not be around. I have nothing booked, but my year end on my Aer Lingus membership is almost up. So no better time to fly. So you got to get those miles. Got to get them miles while I can before April 20th. So I definitely think I'm going to start shopping around. But that will all happen Monday after the card show.
Yes, we should just show people for people watching. I'm sure some of the listeners have already seen this.
Please, can you message us about the ad? Tell us if it was terrible or good. I want to get that feedback. Or comment on YouTube. That's the best place. Comment on YouTube because that's the easiest place to just look at and not be.
We can all see it if it's on YouTube, and also if it's
like our DMs are flooded right now.
You don't get DM anxiety. It's like if you send me a DM, even if it's nice. I've opened DMs like 5 days late.
I'm like,
assuming that it was going to be something scary, but actually it's something really nice from 5 days ago.
Yeah, we were so good at the formation of the company at Instagram and Twitter DMs. Thankfully, Twitter's just fallen off a cliff. So like all I see is the sickest shit ever on the timeline now on Twitter. And our DMs are just empty because no one's really using Twitter at all. But yeah, Twitter and Instagram used to be so on top of the DMs. Now it is just anxiety. It's very stressful. Yeah. I'm like, I can't deal with it. But YouTube, when I get a comment, I get excited.
That's good. So have a look at this, right? This is the event exclusive card.
Oh, yes.
For the one on the left I should say.
Yeah, it's a bit pixelated.
Is it a bit pixelated for you?
That might be my internet.
Could be. I think it's coming. I hope it's coming in loud and clear for the
people,
for the viewers. Yeah, but this is our very nice card. You got the convention center down in the background.
I love our venue, by the way.
And yeah, and it's very exciting to have our own card.
Yeah, I think that's something even for like the general public are kind of giddy about that because they're kind of like, what? Topps are making a card for this show? Like, what's it? It's all new ground for the people that are not super clued in, which is just super super exciting. I'm buzzing. I'm gonna have one. I'm gonna kind of have it forever. It's our own card. Like I'm thrilled.
Yeah, no, brilliant.
I'm excited.
So it's all going well. So we hope to see those of you in Dublin that can come on the.
People can have a sneak peek here, Jason, live.
Oh wow!
These are the Topps lanyards made, and this is the lanyard badge at the other end. So there you go. This is what you're going to get if you get to the door. You're going to get that and a goodie bag, upon entry to the Dublin Card Show if you're an attendee. It's just there's so much like, oh my god. It's been stressful for sure. No matter how on top of it we are, there's just every day I have a list that's like 20 items long, and I get through 6 of them, and then 7 more items show up, and I'm like, fuck. But I'm kind of thoroughly enjoying. I'm enjoying that the public have responded, and that like the attendance is getting there. Like we're not far off a sellout attendance, which is exciting.
We got a comment on one of the Facebook ads we've been running, which was, I think, a testament to how much we've gotten this out into the mainstream, which is somebody asked, will there be soccer cards?
Wow.
So that means that person not only had no idea who was organizing the show, thought maybe like it was a, just like a TCG thing or whatever.
Memorabilia.
Memorabilia, who knows? So it's good. It's going to be a real,
Our friends, our
yeah,
friends at the on the memorabilia side have unearthed as well an absolute hardcore collector who we can't
yeah.
give too much information about.
We won't blow up their spot.
We cannot blow up where they're from, what they're doing, this, that, and the other. But there's an individual in this country that
Yeah.
has a match worn kit from every World Cup since 1930. Every World Cup poster ever made from 1930 with no gaps in it. Some World Cup medals and a lot of like 100 plus posters of Olympic games and a lot of Olympic memorabilia that they just kind of have. And this is not a person that would leave. There was talk about getting them to the event, but there was talks about basically police escort the collection across the
Yeah.
part of the country it's from. A lot of craziness. Basically, this has only popped up in the last few days. We think we're way too close to the border to pull it together. So we may try get like a sample. We feel like it's the kind of collection you'd need to fly Ken in for, So why waste that year one when we could save that for year two? But yeah, the collectors that are kind of popping up out of nowhere and the collections is kind of like, ooh.
We could kind of do again. We're not gonna blow up the spot of this particular. There's amazing vendors and collectors, exhibitors coming to KitCon, but there's one private collection that's basically never ever seen that we've kind of been in discussions with, and we could do a kind of thing where, like, remember in King of Collectibles, you had the two Robbies.
Oh yeah, oh Jason,
and they would go to. So we need the two Robbies to send to this person.
100%. They have it's like a World Cup qualifier, maybe match worn Messi jersey for Argentina. Just have it. Like that's like, I know it's only a qualifier, but like Jesus,
it's still a World Cup.
It's Messi game worn, match worn.
Messi game worn, yeah.
Get someone to photo match all that, and we'd be booming. But yeah, no, so some really kind of crazy shit kind of popping up, like some World Cup medals. Like, how do you even get your hand on those? Some funky stuff. So we're gonna try get maybe a small sample from that.
But even if that doesn't materialize, there's amazing stuff on the memorabilia.
Yeah, no, 100%. But I'm just saying, like, there's things popping up that pretty exciting. We've had a big influx of people flying in from the UK as well. Some people making that late decision, realizing flights are still cheap and saying, "Do you know what? I'll do it.
I'll have a go.
I'll have a go at Dublin. I'll see what it's all about over there." And I appreciate that tremendously as well.
So we haven't done a podcast in just under 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
So a lot of stuff has happened in the meantime. One of the things that happened is that Prizm, Premier League Prizm, released its checklist. And I saw a lot of people complaining about the checklist. And I thought, oh, here we go. Like, time to fire up the old engines and get on the rant machine. And then I look back at our episode from last year when they announced the Prizm checklist. And I was like, we've done it. It's already been, like, we've eviscerated Panini's checklist so many times. Like,
yeah, I seen Wayne Bridge autos and I just closed the window and said, never mind. I'm not doing it. So I'm not doing it this year.
You're not going to get back on your high horse and start, you've done it.
It's not worth talking about. It's kind of like Heung-min Son has another color blast. Great. Wonderful.
They didn't put Tosin in it.
He was fuming. But that was funny because it was like, it was like that, the meme where everyone's being hung and it's like first time.
Yeah.
It's like, to be honest, Tosin, if you think you were in the checklist prior to this because they knew you collected cards, you're mistaken. That was just the darts hit Tosin and they said, right, we'll add him. And it happened to be a good decision, but it was not a premeditated decision. We can tell you that.
No. No kind of, it's not like 1 year the process decided in your favor and the next year you were ruled out for it's just
blindfold.
There's no system going on.
Yeah, the autographs are very much, we have Wayne Bridge autographs, we'll use them. Jason, you pointed out that Nicholas Anelka appears in it, but appears as a Manchester City player, where he spent a very brief spell and is not known for being there.
No,
very much a Chelsea legend. And no real. I mean, he played for Arsenal as well, but
for Arsenal as well. Yeah,
I think he played for someone else as well, maybe. But very much the only time you ever really want to see him with any card is.
I would say if he's going to be a Premier League, he needs to be Arsenal or Chelsea, not Man City. I mean,
no. They don't have fans as it is. Like, you don't really need them. There's no
Yeah.
reason to do it.
Any fans they do have are too young to remember.
Yeah, so it's just
Nicholas
not.
Anelka.
And even if they remembered it, there wasn't a lot to remember. Yeah. But yeah,
So
not great.
not great.
Not great. There was some good bits in it for sure. There was a few highlights, but
Few
few
good
and far
dual
between.
autographs, few good mangas.
Yeah, for sure. Manga's checklist was strong. Manga checklist was very strong. But yeah, it's kind of like it feels like a lot more can be done with the Premier League license, but to date, I don't think we've ever really seen a good Premier League product. Is that a controversial statement? Maybe Select last year was, but I don't think. And I suppose some of the Immaculates, I suppose, but like I feel like we've never really, even when Tops had the license, it was a shambles of a set. Um, is the Premier League
Yeah.
just a shit league for cards, even though it's the best league, quote unquote, in the world and most financially kind of viable league?
Well, I suppose when you look at the like a big topic at the moment is in the UK is TV rights in the Premier League and
Mm.
how the Premier League refuses to not talking about the 3 p.m. blackout on a Saturday, but like in general how if you pay for all the subscription services that you can possibly see the Premier League on, you still can't watch every Premier League match.
Yeah.
And it's like if at 2 o'clock on a Sunday you have Man United are playing West Ham and I don't know Wolves are playing Brentford, and you're a Brentford fan and you can't watch that legally, but people in America and in India and all they can. The problem may very well be the Premier League.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is possible that they are just kind of a backward organization. And like we don't know. I mean, maybe I don't think so. I don't think it's like this, but it may be that Panini are going and saying, "Please let us put Nicholas Anelka in a Chelsea," and people are like, and the Premier League is like, "No way, Man City only."
I
Who
doubt it,
knows?
but yeah, you never know. It's just it's a disappointing thing because it should be a better set than it is. Um, but I don't know. Like again, is there enough prospects? Is there enough this, that, and the other? I don't know. I don't know.
I think like it may be getting better for that because a lot of Premier League clubs now are buying. They're not letting the player go to a mid-table club or go to a German club or a Spanish club, develop for a couple of years. They're buying in a lot of 17, 18, 19 year olds.
Yeah, like
Fresh
last year,
off the.
obviously, Garnacho and Alvarez, even though Alvarez's rookie is more contentious, but like that made it a very strong product last year.
Mhm.
Having those
Yeah,
two in any Premier League product. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. It's a weird one. Like Premier League Prism always seems like it should be absolutely blockbuster, and for whatever reason, it kind of isn't.
because you could
Um,
go the other way. You could say like, all right, we're actually don't have all these rookies and stuff. What we are going to do is we're going to go through every team and we're going to pick the most collectible
players.
people. And if there's someone who we didn't get last year that we can get this year, let's get them. And you could just make it like that fan oriented set.
Yeah,
But this is neither. This is like you're kind of
yeah,
you're not going quite the hype beast route, and you're not going the fan route. You're kind of just going,
yeah. It's like, can you sneak in like if you're gonna have legends, can you sneak in Berbatov and then get people from Bulgaria excited? Do you know?
yeah, yeah.
They'd probably pick him and put him in a Spurs kit, but there's not. I
But
suppose
still,
not too much shame in that. To be fair,
right, it was some magical moments in
for sure,
Spurs.
absolutely. The Spurs
Yeah,
fans remember him fondly. But yeah, I don't
yeah.
know. It's a weird one. I think more can be done with the license. It's a bit of a funky one, but like when you think of how big they make the checklist, that's I think what's unforgiving about it. It feels like there's 300 plus cards on the checklist, but also it's like you're missing the point still.
Yeah, because there are loads of like there actually when you look at it, it's not that there aren't good cards in there. There are good cards. There are good cards in there every year, but they get
Yeah.
lost in the million other cards
Well,
you can get.
yeah, like get rid of Wayne Bridge autos and reduce the print run. How about that? Do you
Mm.
know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
what do you
how are they going to get rid of those Wayne Bridge autos?
just set them on fire? I'll literally buy them off them if it never lets me see Wayne Bridge in a set again. I'd be delighted.
Mm.
Because like you just at that point you have to think of all the players that aren't in sets that could be, and this Wayne Bridge, it just doesn't. No disrespect to
Yeah.
Wayne Bridge, but
No, listen, I think Wayne Bridge seems like a nice
nice chap.
chap. One fella who has some autographs recently is Lothar Matthäus. We didn't talk about his curated set. Lothar
Okay, yeah.
Matthäus. Lothar Matthäus. I'm not quite sure.
The
Uh,
translation sometimes comes up as Matthews. So Matthews apparently translates to Matthews.
hmm. But this came out. This was a Topps Germany Platinum curated set.
The best
for 60
looking
years of the Bundesliga.
platinum box in terms of physical artwork that we've ever seen, in my opinion, straight away.
Incredible. An incredible.
Every other platinum, I thought I had one here. Every other platinum set had this kind of weird silvery
I have one here.
techno. Yeah, that's the techno-iest of them all. But all of them kind of look like that. Kind of a weird silver. This box looks beautiful. It just looks like nostalgia. Obviously, it's the 60 years of the Bundesliga, as you can see in the top right corner. This just looks like nostalgia. So as soon as I seen that box, I said, "Oh, that's brilliant for the Germans." You know, more so than ourselves or whatever. But looked unbelievable.
You have obviously Lothar Matthäus, I believe, in a couple of different kits, Bayern and Mönchengladbach, maybe. Harry Kane. I like that design. That's a nice design. Yeah. Again, the retro design. Musiala lifting the trophy. Felix Magath and Raphael van der Vaart in a Hamburg Legends card. That's brilliant.
Look at that.
That is fantastic.
I love that.
Getting to keep the sponsors on the jerseys and everything.
That's always good.
That's the kind of detail. Those are the kind of details that matter to collectors. Here we go. Oli Kahn, Franz Beckenbauer, RIP, Luca Netz, Maximilian Bayer. Nice. A very interesting checklist on this one as well.
Nice set, and it was also the cheapest platinum set that they've made. Came out at €120. I think that's 20 or 30 euro cheaper than the other ones that have come out in the past, I believe.
Right.
Dual autographs and everything. Look at that.
Dual autographs. So you have Lothar Matthäus and Franz Beckenbauer. Dual autograph. That's pretty amazing for collectors. Sepp Maier, Oli Kahn, Matthias Sammer, and Mats Hummels for Borussia Dortmund in there as well. I sworn it was Matthias Samler, but I obviously got that wrong. Looking at some of these autographs, Bastian Schweinsteiger, Kevin Keegan, Miroslav Klose,
Podolski,
Boniface,
first autograph. Yeah, first autograph for Boniface. Obviously, Musiala in there adds a lot as well. You always want to see his autographs popping in.
Yeah.
Harry Kane. It's good. Like, it's a good set. It's a good set, especially for the Germans. Especially, like, we've gone to so many German shows. I just think the German collector would love that set.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is kind of like that thing I was talking about with the Premier League, where it's like, there's a Felix Magath, Raphael van der Vaart dual card, and it's like, well, I don't really care. It's like, yeah, but you're not a Hamburg fan. To a Hamburg fan, that's a big deal.
And in fairness, that is cheaper, but I'm only realizing now there's no Champions League in it. You know, that is literally a Bundesliga set. It's not a...
No, it's just Bundesliga. Yeah,
every platinum set has been Champions League, so that's actually like the first platinum Bundesliga set. So it's actually respectable to have it as at a lower price.
That does make sense. It's under presumably a cheaper license.
Yeah.
I don't mean to speak out of school on the Bundesliga, but I presume they're not charging as much as UEFA.
Fair assumption.
Enzo, this thing VerySwap has come to Europe.
VerySwap, yeah. Shout out to Niall, Irish collector Niall. No, Neil, my apologies. No, you're not getting these flowers. Good big Irish collector Neil. I won't give away his handles or anything, but he messaged me and did a big deal on VerySwap and was explaining to me. He was doing it, I think, from America using ComC or using Ship My Cards or something like that, or one of some vault. I don't know. But yeah, he was wheeling and dealing, and now he'll be happy, as many people in Europe and UK are going to be happy, because now the app is available in Europe and the UK. There you go.
So, what is VerySwap? By the way, this is not a paid promotion. I'm literally just wondering what VerySwap is.
Unfortunately, we are like the only people who have not set up a VerySwap account to get that VerySwap code, to promote our code and get that $15. So don't be concerned.
Yeah. VerySwap is a marketplace for swapping cards and trading cards. So this is just before we even go into this, right? This is something that's been kind of like the white whale of trading card software for a long time. Is how do you swap cards effectively
if you're not in a card show or in person?
Yes. Yeah. For example, on VerySwap, you can trade 3 Luca Silver Prizm PSA 10s for 3 Zion Silver PSA 10s and $2,000 cash. So that sounds like how you would do it at a card show. Once both parties agree to a trade, they will ship to the VerySwap middleman hub. VerySwap will then verify that the packages contain the appropriate cards and ship them out to the correct parties. How is it different from eBay, PWCC, Golden, or MySlabs? It's not a platform for cash sales. It's only a platform for trades, which may or may not involve cash. Right, you can use raw cards.
Basically, they have a good stranglehold on a good niche in the hobby. And like what I like about it is, and I've never used it. What I like about it is I'm pretty sure you can have your whole collection uploaded to it, Jason. Because
Right.
if the trade happens, you ship it to VerySwap. So it's not like you need it on their platform and it's locked away and you don't have your hands on it, and you may or may not ever trade it. You get to kind of post. Like,
I
yeah.
see.
I think we could get a lot of use out of it, but I don't know.
I'm looking at this, and there's a very interesting button on the website here. It says check comps.
Yeah, look at
So
that.
if I go on this Bruno Fernandez.
Oh, do you know what that is? That's
what?
genius. That must be an affiliate link. That's genius.
Well, let's see.
Well, I won't tell you, but like, they obviously have predetermined setups. That's very clever.
Do you reckon that's an affiliate link?
Yeah, 100%, and it's very, very intelligent.
I don't like that at all.
No, I like it. I love it. To be honest, that's very
VerySwap. Come on.
No, but it's smart because it's you were delighted with that button because it's functional and it's smart from their point of view. I for one would invest in VerySwap.
No.
No, I
Is
like
the
that.
venture capital not enough? My word.
No. Now, if you buy something on eBay today, you need to know, Jason, you've put money in VerySwap's pocket.
I will never be buying anything on eBay ever again, just for that very reason.
No, I like that. That's smart. I appreciate stuff like that. That is like, it's seamless. They make money. It doesn't bother me. It actually adds to my experience. I like that.
Oh, I don't feel right at all.
Now, wait, can I say, for the purposes of not getting sued, I am not sure if VerySwap are using affiliate links. My apologies for that, for even insinuating such a thing.
It doesn't say anywhere that it's
yeah, and it should for sure, absolutely,
and it should, because that's what I don't like about it is you're just trying to make some money on the side off me for nothing.
If you scroll to the bottom, they might tell you, because they're not going to have
Let's
it next to every single link. Somewhere in the terms and conditions, they might say, if you click on a link, we might get bit. Listen, this is not.
No, this is VerySwap exposed.
Oh my god.
Terms and conditions here. Affiliate.
No, type eBay.
eBay. No. Link. No.
Wow. VerySwap
paid.
All out here.
Oh. If both parties have no. Partner, no.
It's not. This is not blockbuster content, Jason.
Tell you what. VerySwap, the ball's in your court. Is that a paid eBay affiliate link or not?
They have a lot to answer to.
You
leave a comment, leave a review.
Yeah.
Do you know what I don't like is that people love it.
People seem to like it here.
Oh, look at that fella. I always go to the negative. Great idea for an app, just not for me. Then leave. If it's not for you, what do you?
Here we go.
Let me start by saying, what a great idea for an app. Great customer service, as well as a wide selection of products to trade. Unfortunately, not an app to do small trades, as the app is generated towards high rollers. That's actually true. I believe that there's kind of fees. I suppose just the shipping fee by itself really prevents it from being low end, you know?
Yeah.
Which I don't hate. It's a good thing. You don't really want a load of shite there necessarily.
No, because like
if you were getting pinged all day by offered like if people every day are getting pinged that it's base cards, that it's bullshit or whatever, I don't hate that. I like the idea of it being for higher end stuff. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, like we have such good shipping rates, I think we could probably get a lot of value out of using VerySwap. Potentially.
Interesting.
Although we normally just do deals with people we trust enough that we'll ship it in advance and know.
We'll ship it to you, no problem.
We have a public-facing face. People trust us. It's brilliant. But not everyone has that, which is why something like VerySwap is actually really good. I'm going to look into it. I've never used it. There's a lot of like hobby apps I've never actually engaged with that I want to kind of get my teeth into this year after our show.
Right. Okay.
Jason, we got
hobby software year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yo, come see even. Like, I have so much cards. Like, even right here, if I just go, I have all these cards over here. I would like to... Like, I want to send a load of stuff to come see, but then my flip side is I love having it for card shows.
Yes.
So it's a tough one, but I think this year I might shoot a load to come see and see what happens.
I don't know if you saw, speaking of come see, I have a Cole Palmer rookie auto up there in a BGS 9.5 auto 10, and I asked people on Instagram and Twitter, should I try cross it over to PSA?
Yeah, why did you ask that?
Just wondered. Just want to see where people are at on the BGS PSA thing.
Okay.
And everyone overwhelmingly said no.
Yeah. It's not worth it. I think if the card was a higher value, there's a conversation to be had, but it wasn't high enough value to make it worthwhile.
I think that's a valuable piece of.
That was my 2 cents.
Yes, good.
It did get the engagement going. People were getting involved. They like BGS. I still don't know where they kind of fall in the hobby at the moment.
Neither do I. That's why I asked.
Because
there was a point, not so much anymore, but there was a point a few months ago where people were like, "BGS is shit on my shoe. Like I am not touching it. Do not. If it's a BGS 9.5, it's worth 30% of a PSA 10." That absolutely did happen. I won't be gaslit that didn't happen.
That happened, and like it's annoying because I had a few BGS cards, and I was like, "What do you mean? Like, what's going on? This is still a gem mint, like regardless of whatever is going on." Buy the card, not the grade. I'm looking at the card; it looks good. People are going,
but I think when the market cools down a little bit, everyone kind of screws their head on a bit and goes like, "Actually, do you know what? Like, yeah, all right,
I'll take it."
Whereas when there's like big money coming in, paying way over the odds for PSA 10s, then you
start losing your composure.
People have very strong opinions all of a sudden. Enzo, did you see the Monty Club pre-order for F1 Sapphire?
I did indeed.
Yeah.
I did indeed.
F1 Castle over on Instagram put a nice little preview out.
The GOAT.
Autographs.
Yeah, autographs in F1 Sapphire, legend autographs in F1 Sapphire. That, of course, is a Sapphire Selection Super Factor, which we seen in soccer last year versus a Pardasha as a 101. So that is 101. Honestly, I think F1 this year, my 2 cents on it, it's going to be a fantastic set. However, I did think the price was a little high there. My gut instinct says in 4 or 5 months that price will be fine still. But it does give you a bit of the schizo from 2021 where it's kind of like... It's one of those things where it's like they priced it in such a way that there is a chance of a price dip to a degree. But I do think the supply is low enough this year that the price will be fine. But yeah, it was a bit of an interesting one. I think the price is fine. Like, I think it will be kind of proven to be fine. I think it looks great. But definitely...
But it's a high...
Yeah, it's a high price. But to be honest, it's kind of where you'd want F1 to be. Give us low print run. Give us cool chases. And yeah, it can have a more premium cost the same way attending an F1 race would have a more premium cost than going to a soccer match or whatever, you know? But you have to match that.
Sport.
Yeah, you have to kind of match that with the print run, which they've done, I believe, in Sapphire this year. So, and there's a big Oscar Piastri rookie chase. Like, we fully understand who the rookie is. We've seen him for a full year. So there is that element as well. A lot of chase cards, autographs, and Sapphire. There's not that many autographs, but there is autographs, which is new. F1 autographs are hard to come by as is, so even though there's only a few, that's a lot. I like it, but the price still raised my eyebrow a little bit. But if I was to have a gun to my head and say, where is that box price in 6 months' time, I would say above the ORP would be my guess.
Yeah.
That's my thinking. Although it does feel a bit... It's hard for a box to maintain above 400 value, especially in a non-NBA NFL kind of world. So I wouldn't say it's zero risk, but gut instinct tells me it could be good. But then also, they kind of priced it on the wire where it's kind of like, this could have been blockbuster brilliant, but I kind of don't know as much as I knew. But like, I still like it, but I'm also open to the fact that it could come down, Jace. That's what... I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. What do you think about it? What's your take?
No, I didn't know where that was going to go. I was like, so is it good or is it bad? Or
I'm trying to, like, basically, I would say I'm confident it's good, but then I'm trying to check myself a little bit and say, and in fairness,
you're not trying to pump it.
I wouldn't. No, but would I give like someone that I know financial advice to absolutely buy it at that price? 100%, not necessarily, but would I buy it at that price if I had the opportunity? A Monty member, 100%, I would.
Yeah, I think the.
But would I open it at that price is a different question.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder to open at that price. That's what I would say.
It's not kind of a fun cheap rip at that price.
No, far from
it. Obviously for Montgomery Club, like, you have your Montgomery Club membership, you may have it for any number of reasons. And so a lot of people will be getting this email, say you can pre-order this product, then they see the price. They may not be like, completely into the whole F1 thing. They may have been burnt before on F1.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like, oh, I don't know. So it's interesting to see, like, I based on conversations with the sports card nonsense guys and stuff, a lot of people have, like, basically just checked out after 2021 on F1.
100%. And like they fixed that in 2022, but this one does. I think even if it does pan out to be a good set and a good purchase for a box, I do think the price of this can only give you that PTSD flashback
Exactly.
to the
Yeah.
$700 box in 2021. Obviously, we know the print run is way lower, but it's. I think this is a price where a lot of Monty members probably passed it up.
I think so. I would imagine so.
Yeah.
And I think they probably have a different opinion to the F1 hardcores or the European market.
Yeah. Whereas when I see the Monty list, I was looking at the list like when they were renewing memberships, and like I would have looked at that saying F1 is a definite buy.
Yes.
As any Monty member like that, you buy that, that's going to help you kind of almost cover the cost of the membership. But then when they seen that price, a lot of them probably went, ugh.
Yeah. This kind of F1 insurance plan hasn't
panned out.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I think people comparing it to, I think, maybe Bowman Draft. There was like some of the kind of American sport Sapphires were a similar price range, but guaranteed an auto per box. But like, it's a completely different sport. You know what I mean? Like in terms of autographs are not a dime a dozen at all in F1. They're very hard to come by.
Yes.
So I don't know. It's a weird one. But like, I think it could be good. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think the box price be up or down in 5 months' time? 5 months being July.
With a box that's nearly $400, like
hard to go up, isn't it?
You kind of squeezed a lot of the juice out of the lemon there. Hard to go up, but then if the print run is relatively under control, if Piastri kicks on and continues being a brilliant young driver, who knows? But it's not like I don't think it's gonna. It's not like get on this before it doubles kind of thing.
Yeah, true. It's too hard to double when you're at 400. Like it's. Yeah, I think I agree. The juice has been squeezed a bit. I think that's a good way to describe it. It doesn't mean it's not a good set. It does look like a good set.
But it's not. This is not kind of Topps giving the Monty members a big win. Like,
yeah, if you don't buy this set now, you'll probably be able to pick it up in a month for not too much more than it is now. Maybe. I mean, it depends.
Maybe. Again, who knows? Like, it might be a massive hit, and whatever.
I suppose it's definitely one thing. We're spending more time on this than we even expected to. You're giggling, but like one thing I think of Faye, right? So he would have been Faye and Francesca, two friends of ours that got into the hobby kind of around as we were in it when F1 came out, because they were kind of friends of ours that were more F1 heavy than soccer. So when F1 cards came out, they knew about cards through us and they got involved. And obviously, the year one of F1 was such a kind of home run, if you will.
Such a moment.
But then 2021 turned them off it to a point where we didn't, for 2022, they didn't even talk about cards. You know what I mean?
No. Lost interest completely.
Completely lost interest. And it's kind of like, have they continued to isolate, and this is probably true for the wider F1 sport, by the way, have they continued to isolate people that don't have $400 ready to go, basically?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and is it like maybe like, yeah, do you know what? F1's for the big boys. Same way Flawless is for the big boys. Same way Dynasty's for the big boys. We've decided F1's for the big boys. There's no flagship. There's no Chrome Light. There's Chrome. There's Sapphire. Whatever else we do. And pay to play.
This is kind of like, this is the kind of card equivalent of blocking off the view of the racetrack from the hotel room.
Basically, yeah. Or from the bridges in Vegas.
Yeah, that does make sense. I think this is like, it may be a situation where like if you hear an F1 team being named after a payments app,
oh yeah,
and you don't flinch, you can buy this box.
Yeah.
If you flinch, you might not want to buy this box.
Gambling
stake. Yeah.
Look, I do think they've justified what they're doing a little bit with the checklist. I think it's a strong set, but I do think the price is. It feels more like a secondary market price versus a retail price, I suppose.
There we are. There we have it.
I think if you drop the box at 200, it would go to 400. Do you know what I mean?
That's right, but they're like, I'm not giving you half a squeezed lemon.
That's what I'm saying. So they're saying, well, we made it good. We made a short print. We're getting 400, and that's like, okay.
I'm squeezing the lemon and then throwing the rest of it at your head.
Yeah, the Piastri lemon.
Did you see this amazing poll from Don Russ?
I did. All over Twitter.
A 5-year-old product?
A 5-year-old? I didn't see that.
6-year-old product now. 2018 Don Russ. Not a 5-year-old person, a 5-year-old product.
Yeah, no, I caught it.
They basically, there was an amazing poll. I'll see if I can show the old viewers here. So this is on BMC Collectibles.
Can I say, I'm a fan of the gloves. Like when you're opening a product like this, put the gloves on.
Put those gloves on. Yeah.
I don't want to be watching a stream without. I want the gloves. I want you showing me that the product is class.
Takes you out of it completely.
Yeah.
So here we go. So Modric, Rakitic, Perisic, beautiful game comes out. Bang, 101. Triple all.
Mark, just the color.
I think
it says 101 somewhere. Obviously it says it somewhere, but yeah, it's a 101.
Oh, hang on 1 second.
We have a purple 101 Neymar from the Donruss set.
Yeah. That's an amazing card in its own.
Yeah, it's
Modric, Rakitic, Perisic from 2018 as well. Like, World Cup final, all that stuff. Amazing.
Yeah. Unbelievable. To be honest, that's beyond unbelievable. That's incredible.
That's beyond unbelievable. That's the best card you've ever seen.
Yeah, that's the best Croatian card in existence.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that. Guys freaking out, the whole lot.
And people are like, hold on. People are like,
stop. Look at the card behind you. Because what comes out then is a Brazil card. Bang.
Jesus Christ.
And this one has...
That is one of the sexiest cards I've seen in my entire life.
Ronaldinho and Neymar Jr.
That is the best card I've seen in my entire life, as far as like that. When you hear about triple autos, you're like, "Can you do that?" And then you remember, like in 2018, they did it.
They did it. It's been done. Yeah.
And they had other big hits in that box as well. The Alphonso Davies, I think, and someone else. Like they were not the only two big hits.
But to have the same pack with both triple autos.
Imagine that was just sitting.
Imagine.
And to be honest, the Neymar and the Ronaldinho sticker are fully on sticker.
Yeah. Incredible.
That is
incredible.
Is Ronaldo, is that 18 or is that 10 that he's wearing?
That's 18. 18, yeah.
Nah, just even like the Ronaldinho Neymar, I need more of that.
Yeah, I mean, that is just truly an incredible card.
Yeah. And like the blue with the blue shorts matches. The only thing, like if that was gold or yellow or whatever, maybe it would look better. But even so, it's too nice.
So congratulations to BMC Collectibles and their customers.
Yeah. Congratulations to whoever bought the Croatia slot. First and foremost. Yeah. Because that was a Croatia most likely. That was someone that's properly collecting Croatia.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a moment that would have been.
So other than saying that it looks like Kylian Mbappe is going to Real Madrid this summer as well as the last 3 summers, everyone gets shocked. That's all we have for this week's show.
Yeah, we had obviously the Panini Instant popped up, came out, but I think we're just so late on that. We all seen it. Panini Instant Redemption Arc. We all saw it. We can't. We've been very inactive with the yoke with the card show coming up, but so we can't go back and cover it all, people. Like Topps Chrome UFC, we can't talk about it. We can't. We just can't.
We can't. I know people are begging. Please talk about it. No, sorry, missed it.
Can't do it. We cannot do it.
Catch you next year.
The Cricket Legends set. I know that we have people on the edge of their seats in Sri Lanka going, these boys never give cricket the flowers it deserves, but we can't. Not today. We have a lot of card show. We've card show stuff to do, people. Come on.
All right.
Well, I just got a very exciting delivery.
What is it?
We're in London this weekend, by the way, everyone. We're in London for the London Card Show this weekend. We just got a very exciting delivery, which is going to be part of our London Card Show experience. The people won't really get to enjoy that experience, but we will as we travel on the airplane. That's all I can say.
Very exciting. Very exciting stuff.
We'll try to catch yous next week.
Yes.
Maybe Monday or something like that. But yeah, it is getting to the business. Well, no, we're going to be in London. We'll be dead on Monday. But yeah, people
sometime next week.
Bear with us. We're doing our best. March will be a better month.
And if anything happens that we absolutely cannot miss, it doesn't matter if we record an episode in 6 weeks, we have to cover it.
Yes.
Feel free to write in and let us know, and we'll make sure to hit it.
Can I say, Jason, we actually had someone a few weeks ago message me say, how do you do international selling? Because he sold something from USA to Canada, I think, and then the person freaked out because they had to pay customs, and he asked for advice, and I told him we'd do it on the podcast, and we never did. And I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
I know, because I'm trying to find it. If that person is listening, send the DM again, so it's top of our list, or email.
Tell us the story again, and we'll
fix it. We'll fix it.
All right, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.